Philippe, the Yaktel. I'm sure the others will be along shortly. I do hope everyone has rested well. Now that we have refreshed ourselves somewhat, let us consider all claimants as they currently stand. Zoraal Ja and Koana have completely every feat thus far and hold 5 keystones apiece. Wuk Lamat would be equal with them, but for Bakool Ja Ja's thievery, which has left us 1 short. That conniving beggar didn't so much as lift a finger for the feat of proof and wreaked havoc for the feat of ice. We can't have more than 3 keystones at most. He may think he can simply steal what he needs to win, but he's sorely mistaken. I will be back with what is mine. This I swear. I fear that reclaiming your keystone may not be enough. That is, if Bakool Ja Ja's unleashing of Valiarmanda is any indication. Using this lead, I anticipate that he will move to obtain the remaining keystones before disrupting his rival's attempts. We may all find ourselves being forced to take from one another. What? Why? I can't say I'd be comfortable with that. But neither will I surrender my claim to the throne so easily. If it's for the sake of preserving the happiness of my people, I'll do what I must. The last 2 keystones we require are those of the Lay of Repast and Lay of the Brotherhood. The former depicts the cessation of hostilities between the Mamuja and Zebral in the forests of Yaktel, specifically near a village called Ikbrax. That's where I was born, if you recall. I haven't been back there since Papa took me in when I was a baby. Where the Lay of the Brotherhood takes place, however, is unclear. In the saga, it is said that the foreign explorer came seeking an audience with the Dawn Servant. But little more than that. It's Kentaram. Eorzea has a similar tale. The explorer Kentaram befriended a 2-headed king known as the Artarch before commencing his travels across Tural. He journeyed here several times afterwards, but was ultimately lost at sea. At least, that is the commonly held belief. Your 2-headed king certainly sounds like Papa. So this Kentaram fellow must have come to Tuliolal. But if he indeed arrived some 80 years ago, the capital may not have been built yet. Vestiges of Yokhui architecture notwithstanding. Wait, you said Artarch, didn't you? Then Kentaram must have met the Dawn Servant in Mamuk. Mamuk? Mamuk, is that a city? One of the grandest in Tural, once upon a time, and the seat of the Mamulja's homeland. It too lies in Yaktel, not far from Ikbrax. Then, all things considered, Yaktel seems to be the obvious choice for our next destination. From here, the safest method of travel is by dirigible. We should make for the landing once our preparations are complete. We're riding in one of Koana's balloons? They can't be any worse than ships, can they? Not really. Oh, it's raining. Oh. Are we sure that thing will stay in the air? All the way to Yaktel? She's just a baby. Are you ready? Bags packed and, goodbyes said? There's no going back once we lift off. Yes, I'm ready. Not that I'm nervous or anything. I'm just making sure that you're not nervous. Sure. Oh, who am I kidding? My knees won't stop shaking. Oh, hey, will you hold my hand? Just until I've settled my nerves. Sure, let's hold hands. Let's hold hands. You're the nicest person I've ever met, Isla. I'll try not to crush your hand. There she is! There she is! The third promise! Wait just a moment. Oh, hey! Mablu. Mablu and Dobli. Of course, of course. I'll wait as long as you need. Sorry to delay you, but we were able to discover the origin of Krile's earring. Is that so? You said before that it gained popularity in Zoraal as a protective ward for travelers, correct? That's right. We tracked down the elderly merchant whose first sales are attributed. According to him, the design imitates an accessory worn by a foreign mage he met at market some 20 years ago. Little did he know that charming taste of salt would prove to be a commercial triumph. A foreign mage wearing this earring could only be grandfather. Did the merchant happen to mention which market? One in Yaktel, to where it seems you are already bound. What luck! Then I shall seek my next clue once we arrive. Is it mere coincidence that brought my grandfather here? Or yet another discovery to look forward to. Thank you both for coming all this way. Anything for the third promise. Good luck with the rest of the rite. Thanks. I won't let you down. I've just got to board this dirigible and I'm as good as there. Last call for passengers to Yaktel. I really hope she wins. Yaktel will test her mettle, without a doubt. The next Dawn servant must be willing to bear the full weight of this nation's history, no matter how heavy it may be.
The fierce Chaparral hunters who laid claim to this land call it the Azure Forest, Yaktel. battered by meteors in ancient times, and colored mesmerizing shades of blue and green by nature. It is easy to understand why the place is so named. It is here, where the Shepral and Bakool Ja once battled for dominance, that the right of succession would reach its climax.
Yaktel. Oh.
Are you all right?
I've never been good with heights.
The vegetation is far denser than in Kozamautka.
I suggest you pay more attention to the ground, unless you want to walk straight into a cenote.
A cenote?
Sinkholes filled with rain and groundwater. Many meteors fell here long ago, it is said, and after they struck the Earth, it became susceptible to erosion. Deep as some of the pits are, you'll not climb out in a hurry should you take a tumble. So, don't take a tumble.
Why are you looking at her? Everybody's looking at her.
It was one time.
Is the Shepral community depicted in the Lay of Repast close by?
Aye. We need but follow the path a short way west.
Right. I can't stand here with my knees knocking forever. Let's get going.
Worry not. Krile and I will ensure our promise doesn't wind up at the bottom of these cenotes. Dude, I want that pose so bad. Give that to me. I can hardly fathom how difficult travel must have been before the second promise introduced dirigibles. Can you imagine having to walk all this way? Well, that journey was delightful. The wind was fair, and the vessel hardly rocked at all. With thicker vegetation comes reduced visibility. I advise you to keep someone in sight at all times. Erenville was not exaggerating about these cenotes. It would be a grueling ordeal to climb out of one. Well, thankfully we have made it here without incident. Let's not dally any longer. Ready to head on in? Our first task should be finding the Elector. Hopefully our relative tardiness will not reflect poorly upon us. The third promise and her retinue, I presume. You presume right. I seek the Dawn Servant's Elector. Then come and join us in the Garden of the Stars, at the village center. Everyone is waiting for you. Everyone? And who might that be? There is but one way to find out. Come, let us follow him.
At last, we are graced by the presence of the third promise.
If I'd known we'd be waiting on your mangy hide, I wouldn't have bothered with Ligarmanda in the first place.
Yeah.
You self-serving piece of weaver dung! Do you have any idea how many could have been hurt?
Now that we are assembled, let us begin. My name is Hunmuruk. As Ibras Rash, I have the honor of serving as elector on behalf of my people. As all four claimants must be present for this feat, we have eagerly awaited your arrival. Third promise, if you would please join us.
Hey, Thancred, Orianje.
Thus far, you have faced each other as rivals. The feat of Repast, however, will test your cooperation. You must complete this challenge in teams of 2.
What? You expect us to work with one of these weaklings?
Be warned. Only the triumphant team will receive keystones. I advise you to cooperate with your partner. Teams will be decided by lots. Those who draw the same color will be paired accordingly.
Well, forbid Wuk Lamat is paired with Bakool Ja Ja. After all he's put her through, I wouldn't blame her if she did something rash. I might even help.
Claimants, please present your colors. I have red. Blue. On separate teams, then. And the rest?
Red. Which means...
Oh!
Together again, as fate would have it.
Victory's as good as ours.
With our claimants thus paired, so too is their opposition.
Not the one-hit.
Listen well, for the trial that awaits you is as follows. Each team is to prepare a sample of traditional Chebral cuisine. Shibruk Pibil.
And now we must cook. Another ludicrous feat.
So it might seem, but there's bound to be deeper meaning to it.
Agreed. Given that the very future of our nation is at stake, all parts of this rite must have significance.
Our promises have grown rather promising, wouldn't you say?
Indeed. If I were to guess at the significance of the feat, few things reflect the history and development of a culture so clearly as its culinary traditions.
The variety of stewed dishes in Garlean cuisine bespeaks their agricultural roots and cold climes, true.
The peoples we've met on our journey, they've all had different practices involving food and drink. The Hanu replenish their magical energies with reeds, while the Pelu have turned their fondness of beverages into a living. So basically, to know a people's cuisine is to know something of their ways.
With each feat, we have deepened our familiarity with a given community's history and culture. Is this what Father intended for us all along? But a leader with his vision must see that the past doesn't hold the answers we need. It is through embracing innovation, not adhering to tradition, that we will usher Tuli Yolal onto a more prosperous future. The rules are simple. The first team to prepare and partake of satisfactory Shibruk Bivir will be deemed victorious. You will be judged by your sample's taste and appearance, as well as your adherence to appropriate cooking techniques. Kitchens have been made available for your use. Note that you may be asked to retry should your dish fail to pass muster. Let the feat of repast begin.
I've never actually heard of Shibruk Bibil before. What's it like, I wonder?
Are fortunate that this feat's unique stipulations have frustrated Bakool Ja Ja's attempt to delay us. Serves him right. That's what he gets for endangering my people with his schemes. Why doesn't he just compete fairly? He's plenty strong, and obviously has a mind for strategy. Twisted though it may be. I'll never understand him. Putting aside our competition for the moment, allow me to express how glad I am for this opportunity to work together. As I see it, our team possesses a distinct advantage. Of course we do. Any team I'm on is bound to succeed. Precisely. You mean we have an advantage in numbers, yes? Our competition has a team of 6. The 2 claimants, Zoraal Ja and Bakool Ja Ja's lackeys. Whereas we are a team of 9. That's 3 more people we can mobilize. With the task suitably delegated, it should be a brisk affair to learn the recipe and assemble necessary ingredients. Too easy! Well, we mustn't be overconfident. lest we make a careless mistake that could have been easily avoided. Our first order of business should be determining the recipe for Shibru Bibil. We can hardly gather ingredients for a dish we know nothing about. Given the nature of this feat, asking for answers directly may prove less effective than simply observing the daily habits of the Shibral people. Let us gather here once we have seen what clues this village has to offer. Nice. We're gonna be in a cooking competition. I wonder if Gordon Ramsay will be here. The recipes for Shibruk Bibil? I wish I could tell you, friend. A dish so delicious is meant to be shared. Alas, we are forbidden from divulging anything. Orders from Hunmo Rook himself. But your mentioning it has given me a fierce craving. I only hope there's still Ibruk to be had at market. Wink. Wink. Nice hint. Number of spices, some entirely unfamiliar to you. You're nestled in a basket. Are nestled in a basket. That one's called achiote. We mostly use it to add a bit of color to our most popular cuisine. But its medicinal benefits are significant as well. I see. I see. Nothing weird about it at all. Ah! Oh. I did that to myself. We ought to cut our losses and head to Mamuk. This feat is nothing but a fool's errand. You're the fool if you think you won't tan our hides for leather if we dare to return without enough keystones. What? Besides, we've taken from the house cat before. How difficult could a second time be? Bruh. What are you looking at, salt liquor? Mind your own business. It's a bright banana peel. An unusually colored banana peel has been neatly arranged on the ground, which appears to be smoking. Oh no! It appears I've gone and dropped my Najul. I mean, Jatika banana peel. I could barely see it for all the steam issuing from my underground oven. Ah, there's nothing like enjoying a tasty banana when you use the leaves into your cooking. Wow, that does sound very good, yeah. Sorry, I'm back. What did we discover about Shibruk Bibil? True to your prediction, the villagers were forbidden from educating us, directly. However, many were still preparing it as a staple dish. An observation of their techniques yielded clues enough. A lady blending local herbs and spices was only too happy to describe the ones I didn't recognize, while neither confirming nor denying any relation to Shibruk Bibil. But one in particular she attributed to all common Shibral dishes. Achiote, she called it. I see. Then if Shibruk Bibil is indeed a dish as ubiquitous as Alphano claims, we have confirmed our first ingredient. Meanwhile, I did observe a cook bearing bundles wrapped in the leaf of Najul, or banana, in certain localities. It would seem the use of subterranean ovens is commonplace. I saw the same. I think we all know what's inside of those bundles then, don't you? Ibruk, without a doubt. As would be expected of a dish called Shibruk Bibil, indeed. So to summarize, the dish is one of Ibruk, flavored with a combination of spices that include achiote, and steamed underground with najul, or banana leaves. Given our assumptions are correct, we must now learn where and how to procure our ingredients. A staple cuisine, its ingredients would be close at hand, which is why Thancred and I scouted the surrounding forests while you were all exploring the village. Between the local vegetation and wild Ibruk, we should have everything we need in regards to meat and spices. Leave it to the master gleaner. With that, we should next divvy up our tasks. While some gather ingredients, others should make ready the kitchen. I can help prepare the kitchen. Permit me to assist as well. Our ovens will doubtless require firewood, and I have some experience in its gathering. I too shall be glad to volunteer mine aid. Then the rest of us will gather ingredients. I can make quick work of the spices and herbs myself. I am happy to lead someone to a suitable Ibruk, if they will perform the requisite deed. Alice? As for the Najul leaves, I believe I am capable of acquiring that much on my own. Be warned, you won't find Najul in these parts. They only grow in Jatika Heartland, forests far below these. Huh. Such an excursion may be time-consuming. Perhaps we ought to try bartering first. This feat encourages our communication with the locals after all. Lamati, Ayla, would you accompany me on my errand? Yeah. No better way to whet my appetite. Good. Let us be about our task then. Hey, I'm with the siblings! Lamati had no specific task assigned to her, so I had her accompany me. No more, no less. Sure. Come on, let's go and get those Najul leaves. The sooner we do, the sooner we can eat. Oh, hysteria of violence. Let us see if there are Najul leaves to be had in town. Perhaps the cook Urianger mentioned might be persuaded to spare us a few. Oh, hello again. Did you need something? Najul leaves, for purposes other than Shibruk Pibil, naturally. Unfortunately, I've just used up my last. You'll have to travel to the lower forests for more. Golmadji Grove is the source of the finest Najul leaves you'll find. Wild variants you sometimes see in city markets can compare. I see. I had hoped to avoid such a lengthy venture, but if there's no other way to obtain our ingredient, then to the Ja Tika Heartland we shall go. Allow me to save you the trip? Traveling there requires that you go through the Tinibek Traverse, but it has caved in, due to the recent storm, I expect. What? But that means we can't get our Naju leaves. But we can, can't we? If there were no other way of procuring them, you would have suspended this feat, or else altered its objective. Perhaps... Anyway, I apologize for the interruption. But having overheard your conversation, I felt compelled to chime in. That's very kind of you. Any last-minute advice you'd be willing to share? Only to undertake the feat of repast with an empty stomach, you may find Shibruk Pibil to be a delicious but daunting dish to finish. I can't wait. Still, if there are no leaves here, and we can't travel for more, how are we supposed to gather all our ingredients? These feats are meant to deepen our understanding of the peoples and cultures of Tuliolan. So perhaps there is something about Shibruk Pibil that we have yet to learn. Something of significance other than its recipe or ingredients. Oh, I see. Like who was the first to make it, its history, that sort of thing. Ahem. If it's Yaktel's history you're interested in, you should start with the Old War. Between the Shibral and the Bakool Ja, right? These forests have borne witness to centuries of warfare, the evidence of which remains a scar upon the earth. To know the end of that bloodshed is to know the Shibruk Pibil. What? What does that Steen Ibruk have to do with the bloodshed? Precisely the question we must answer. Vexing through such a detour may seem. I can think of no other way to approach this feat. In that case, you may wish to visit the site of a settlement ruined by the war. A village of Ilion Asso. It lies a short distance to the east. The village of Ion Asso? Understood. Thank you for your help. Ilion? I think it's Ilion. Come, let's go and see this place. Everyone knows there was a war between the Bakool Ja and Zoraal, but I may have forgotten some of the details. The village of Ilion Asso must be further east. Let us continue with haste. For all we know, our competitors may be on our heels. This place feels forgotten by time. So this is the village of Ilion Asso, or what's left of it. It was a place of light and life. My great-grandfather called it home, in fact. Wuk Evu? What? Oh, hi! Wuk Evu, I didn't know you were in Yaktel. I was picking up lumber from Ikbrax when I heard the third promise was on our way to this rite of deep historical significance. I immediately saw another opportunity to be of service, and so followed you here. Wuk Evu is a shipwright who came to our aid during the Feat of Reeds. A pleasure. You are a member of the Third Promise's retinue, I presume. No. He's the second promise. For the moment, I suppose I am. My name is Koana. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Koana! Now that's a good name. A familiar name. Where have I heard... Koana, as in the second promise of Tuliolal? To think that I addressed the Dawn Servant's own son as some common retainer! Such disrespect cannot be excused. Please, take up your gun and... Oh, come on, not this again. I take no offense, so please do not dwell on it. Alright then, I shan't dwell on it. And right on cue. At least he's consistent? I understand you wish to learn about Shibruk Bibil. While I am forbidden by the Shibrak Raks to divulge any information regarding its preparation, I would be happy to share what I know of Yaktel's history. We'd appreciate that. In its most basic sense, the conflict between the Shibral and Mamulja was one of land. The Mamulja lived in the lower forests, where the thick canopy obscures the sun and the soil is unforgiving to crops. This drove them to covet the upper forest, the home of the Shibral, and they launched a determined campaign to seize it for themselves. Yet, advantage ever favors higher ground, and the Shibral forces held the upper hand against the invaders, rebuffing them time and time again. Time and again. But as the state of this village would attest, the tide eventually turned. What brought it about? Something you know all too well. Blessed siblings. You must understand, the Mamulja were once a people as much at war with themselves as they were with others. The Hubigo, Bonewa, and Dopro each sought to assert dominance over the others, even as they engaged in the Shibral in battle. In an effort to strengthen bonds and discourage infighting, Hubigo and Bonewa leaders arranged a marriage between their children. However, this political measure altered the course of history in ways no one could have ever imagined. It was long believed that partners of differing clans could not have children together. Oh! It was long believed that partners of differing clans could not have children together. But then it happened. A child arrived who shared the blood of Hubigo and Bonewa both, a two-headed Mamulja. Blessed with tremendous physical strength and magical prowess, he grew into a mighty warrior before eventually arising as the first Autarch, ruler of all 3 clans. Such qualities would dispose anyone to leadership, character notwithstanding. Under the Autarch's rule, a newly united Malmunja became a force to be feared, and the war soon came to a head. I think it best you see the results firsthand. Let us visit another battlefield from that time, and there I shall continue the tale. Oh my goodness. These are burnt trees. Oh. This couldn't have been recent, was it?
This is where most battles were fought between the Zoraal and Mamulja, the Shobrit Cinder Field.
A field of cinders, indeed. How fierce their clashes must have been.
The war over these lands began after the Yokui's departure some 500 years ago. And for 4 centuries thereafter, the 2 enemies repaid violence with violence. A constant stream of minor skirmishes, punctuated by massive slaughter.
Until Father ended their endless conflict 80 years ago.
Accompanied by a retinue of only 6, the Dawn Servant opposed both armies and brought the fighting to a standstill.
First they sealed Vali Armanda at full strength, and now this.
It was during this armistice that both sides gathered for negotiations at the Dawn Servant's behest.
Who's that? Hello? Echo? The fuck?
For too long, you have been bound by your ancestors' violent legacy. It is past time you broke free of it.
Tell that to the Scale Scum! We fight to protect what is rightfully ours! If not for their greed, we'd be living in peace!
Buff your tails and scurry off, then! Cowards like you ill-deserve the bounty of this forest. Even should one of you succeed in vanquishing the other, your triumph will last only until a new invader arrives. Tell me, do you know of the vast continent that lies far to the east, where numerous nations vie for dominance?
Oh.
You do not. And why should you? Affairs beyond the salt we have no intention to cross are of no consequence to us.
Bro? A Brogadin? Wait a minute.
Not until those affairs come to Tural, like our honored visitor here.
Is that Kentaram? Oh.
He's from across the ocean.
I've been to the ocean before, and it's nothing but water farther than the eye can see. What sort of vessel could possibly reach its end? That such technology exists is indisputable, as is foreign powers' awareness of Tural. If any such country were to develop a taste for Turali soil and bring to bear the might of innovations we can only imagine, what do you suppose happens then? You do not know the warlords of the East, but you know that if they came, they would not settle for a single forest. By joining hands, we might create a unified front, an alliance capable of repelling them or any other foe. There is no greater proof of these than my companions and I. Alone we are weak, but together we triumphed over Valigarmanda.
What? You defeated the Sky Ruin? I'd take you for a liar if the sting of our own defeat wasn't still fresh.
Their coordination was indeed impressive. How the Pelu stymied our efforts to cripple the Yokui's legs and defend our ballistas. And when we withdrew to strike again from a distance, the Hanu called the winds to make our arrows miss their marks. In seeking to exploit their weaknesses, we only subjected ourselves to their strengths.
Those strengths are born of cooperation. The guiding principle of the nation we envision.
But our feud has lasted for centuries. How do you expect us to join hands now?
Ha ha! Give us an evening to convince you.
And so began that legendary banquet. One would not expect sworn enemies to abruptly drink to each other's health, and, indeed, a tense silence hung over the venue. But then, the Dawn servant called for the exchange of traditional cuisine. So it was that the Bakool Ja partook of spiced meat, and the Zoraal steamed najul. Before long, delight manifested upon the faces of those present, each side impressed by the other's dish. Seeing this, the Dawn servant laughed and declared once more. Their flavors, he said, would be even better combined, and he proceeded to help them prepare the new creation.
Zoraal Shibruk? The Shibruk meal.
That's Shibruk Pibil, I'd wager.
It is a marriage of Zoraal and Bakool Ja cultures, and proof of their newfound cooperation. The Dawn servant had asked for a single evening, but the feasting is said to have lasted 3 days and 3 nights. So delicious was their repast. In the end, a peace accord was reached, and the Dawn servant's words at that time still illuminate our way forward.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
sorry. It's just to think that he ended an age-old conflict with food. It's all so absurd. It's somehow so very papa, I couldn't help but laugh.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Now then, I trust you understand the significance of Shibruk Pibil and the history it has written.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the story with us. What's wrong? Someone was there, you say?
Perhaps our competition is cooking up some scheme or another.
Something bitter and half-baked, no doubt.
Never imagined our father was instrumental to Shibruk Pibil's invention. I hope I have been sufficient service to the Plurd Promise. Yes, you've been very helpful. Papa really did live up to his words. He traveled the land and learned about our people's myriad cultures. And we're doing the same now. Wuk Evu has given us valuable insight into the origins of Shibruk Pibil. However, we are still no closer to procuring the necessary Najun leaves. Unless... Tell me, was that historic feast commemorated in some fashion? With a monument, for instance? Indeed it was. Allow me to show you. Oh. Oh. It is only speculation, but I dare to hope. What does Koana want to do with the monument? Here it is. Offered up by two factions, these weapons symbolize their vow that they would never again raise arms against each other. Since this feat demands a journey through history, I thought it only logical that a monument like this might steer us true. Especially one at the heart of so significant a battlefield. Lamati, Isla, would you help me search this area of clues? For clues. Tell me if anything catches your eye. Sure thing. Look here. This soil has been recently overturned. Ooh, someone buried a box. A capsule? Well, well. I would have been satisfied to find only a hint, but here they are. Fresh Najul leaves. Unmu Rook's doing, I'd wager. There's a poetry in hiding them on this battlefield, given that it was central to the war they helped end. So he planned all this from the start. Thank you again, Wuk Evu. We wouldn't have found these leaves without your help. It was my honor to render assistance. And, with apologies to present company, allow me to offer my encouragement as well, Third Promise. Ever since I witnessed your performance in the feat of reeds, I have been certain that you are the claimant most worthy of leading our nation. All devised solutions to the Hanu's ailing crops, but you alone sought to know their culture and revive Ihihana, even if it seemed unrelated to your task. In my humble opinion, no one cares for more the people of Tuliolal and what they hold dear. Should you again require the historical musings of an old shipwright, I am ever at your service. For now, I take my leave. Oh, I cannot argue with that. We have what we need. Let us return to Ikbrax. Ooh. Looks like our Warrior of Light is still finding someone out there to be sus. Isla's got a keen eye. For now, we will go back to do our little preparation for the meal. Jibruk Bibil. I am so lost. I don't even know where it is because of all this layout here. I'm glad we were successful. The others should be back soon, I expect. I hope so. I'm famished. How did everyone fare? We got the Najul leaves. Wuk Evu came along and helped us find them. Wuk Evu was here. I would have liked to say hello. Yes, he gave an important history lesson. Bakool Ja Ja brought an end to centuries of warfare surprises me little, but to achieve said peace through cuisine is something else entirely. Leave it to my old man to find the oddest of solutions. But how about the rest of you? Is our kitchen ready? Everything should be in order. Urianger and I made another tour of the village and borrowed the cooking utensils we need. With no mention of what we needed them for, of course. And I am pleased to report that we are stocked with the finest firewood this forest had to offer. Had on offer. Spoken like a true expert. Erinville and I found our Ibruk, so we should have the meat aplenty. It was a spirited creature, so much so that its hunter fell down a cenote trying to catch it. What part of never speak of this to anyone did you not understand? I picked a good portion of the local herbs, with particular attention to the seeds that yield achiote. I'm told our resident astrologian divined the appropriate measurements for the seasoning as well. Aye, Through further inquiry did I determine the ideal balance of spices. Then all that remains is to prepare the dish itself. I presume that at least one among us is versed in the culinary arts. Me! Damn. I can hardly claim a profound skill, but I have cooked for myself. You can leave the rest to me. No! I can cook too! Yes! And you, I hope. As I recall, you are an accomplished culinarian. Yes, I am! Let's cook together. Oh, my mouth is watering already. Without further delay, then.
Oh, it smells so good.
Good, there is still time. I shall prepare our sample at once.
At first, I wasn't sure about being stuck with the one head. But better that than playing nanny to the mewling house cat.
Be quiet, Bakool Ja Ja. No one cares what you think.
That's so cold.
Huh. Act tough all you like. Victory will be ours.
It's ready. Apologies for the wait. We submit to you our Shibruk Pibil.
This looks amazing!
The dish is prepared by using the culinary techniques of the Mamulja to cook the spiced meats favored by the Zoraal. It is a symbol of peace between their two peoples after centuries of war.
Both the ingredients and your methods appear to have been correct. Now then.
He ate that whole!
In taste, texture, and aroma, you have recreated Shibruk Pibil admirably.
Yay!
Granted, anyone might well achieve similar results by following the recipe to the letter. But you went a step further. You sought to learn the cultural significance of the dish, about Yoktel's history of violence and your father's role in ending it. Your willingness to take lessons from the past befits aspiring Dawn servants. And for that, I commend you. All that remains is to partake of your creation. True understanding is gained only through experience.
Now this is something I'm definitely good at.
Ahem. I believe we have yet to receive our assessment.
Ours is also a faithful example of Shibruk Pibil, as you will no doubt agree.
Oh. Oh.
I see.
Oh.
While your effort looks the part, unlike the second and third promises dish, it lacks its defining aroma.
Preposterous! The meat was marinated in spice before being steamed in an earthen oven. This is Shibruk Pibil.
Oh? And what about the Jatika banana leaf?
It's because of you that we couldn't get any damn leaves! You can't fault us!
But the second and third promises had no such difficulty, did they? That which they needed, they acquired simply by showing interest in our history and heritage.
Ugh, it's just some crusty old leaf. What difference could it make?
Your dish lacks an essential ingredient. As you have failed to demonstrate an adequate understanding of Shibruk Pibil, I must deem your performance unsatisfactory. Your team will not receive keystones.
Ooh, that's harsh.
This was stupid anyway.
Zoraal?
His ambition only grows more intense. That someone could harbor such dark thoughts towards family.
Oh.
What do I care for this sham of a feat? I can always take what I need later.
Ain't no way.
This is delicious! The brook is so tender it melts in your mouth, and the way the najoli rounds out these spices is sublime. This is the taste of harmony. Someone who only knows brute force and deception could never appreciate it.
Choke on your harmony.
Come. Finish your meal. That too is part of the feat.
You don't have to tell me twice. That was bliss. You've got real culinary talent. If you ever tire of adventuring, you can always be my personal chef.
It was palatable enough, I suppose. To you, who have successfully performed the feat of Repast, I present these keystones.
Only 1 feet left.
Well, I should get going then. I'm glad that I wasn't paired with one of the others.
We can do better than that, surely.
The 6th keystone is ours. Thanks for all your help, everyone.
Good job, team.
I forgot something important. Was there any Shiprook people left? I could really use another helping.
I'm relieved that our dish was well received. We need to start considering how to reclaim that keystone from Bakool Ja Ja. Depriving the first promised of a keystone is crucial in victory indeed. One final feat remains. After this one, I hardly know what to expect. That was so good! I'm already looking forward to having Shibruk Pibil again. Here, Isla. Krile made more using leftover ingredients. You'll love it. I'm thinking to buy more of the road myself. Now that the feat of Repast is over, the villagers should be free to offer to us, right? Oh! We have our own Shibruk Pibil. Oh, cool.